Good morning, students. Now we'll discuss another part of probability, that is continuous probability distribution, which is nothing but non-discrete probability distribution. Already in a previous classes we discussed discrete probability distribution and how it works. We know that discrete is nothing but countable and non-discrete is nothing but non-countable, which is nothing but continuous probability distribution. Let us see what it is. A random variable which takes non-countable infinite number of values, that is called as continuous random variable. Non-countable means what? Which cannot be count infinite numbers, which cannot be count, but it can be measurable. So measurable things are nothing but continuous random variables here. So definition says, if for every x belonging to the range of a continuous random variable x, we assign a real number f of x satisfying the conditions. Again, here also we have two different conditions. These two conditions must be satisfied. If these two conditions got satisfied, then we can say the function f of x is continuous probability distribution or probability density function, which is noted as PDF. Okay, what it says, for every x, means whatever the value of x given, for that we will be getting one assigned real number f of x. Means what? If you have one x, for that there is an f of x. If x changes, f of x will also change. So that kind of functions we are having. So these two conditions must be satisfied. What are those two conditions? F of x must be greater than or equal to 0, and integration of f of x between minus infinity to plus infinity with respect to x must be equal to 1. These two conditions must be satisfied. In discrete, what we have? Probability of x must be greater than or equal to 0, and summation of probability of x is equal to 1. Because that is countable, so we used a summation. It is a measurable, so we are using f of x and integration sign. Therefore, f of x is greater than or equal to 0, and integration of f of x between minus infinity to plus infinity is equal to 1. If these two conditions are satisfied, then we can say the given distribution is continuous probability distribution. If a and b is a subinterval of a range space of x, then the probability that x lies in a and b is defined to be the integral of f of x between a and b. Means, if the interval is fixed, that is a to b, how the probability will be fixed between a to b? In continuous probability concept. That is the concept now. What it says, if that x lies between a and b, then the probability of that a and b, the value of x between a and b is equal to integration of f of x dx between a and b. Like this it can be denoted. So this is important representation which will help us to find out the probability in continuous functions, continuous probability distributions. Suppose if any value is fixed, if the fixed value lies between two interval a and b, then to find out the probability between these two values can be used integration sign of f of x between the interval. For example, if x lies between 2 and 3, if they ask us to find out the value probability of x which lies between 2 and 3, then what to do? We have to integrate that given function between 2 and 3. That will be our probability. Next comes cumulative distribution function. What is cumulative distribution function? Cumulative means already we know, even in discrete we discussed. Cumulative means what? First function plus second function, first plus second plus third, then one more is going to be added, the next is going to be added to the previous one, like that. So here cumulative distribution function in continuous probability distribution says if x is a continuous random variable with probability density function f of x, then the function f of x is defined as, okay, here we can see little bit change in the notation, small f of x and capital F of x. So we'll give you what is the meaning of capital F of x and small f of x here. Okay, so capital F of x is equal to probability of capital X less than or equal to small x. Means what? It will be the integration, as we know x lies between a and b, therefore the integration will be between a and b. Here the x is capital X is less than or equal to small x, therefore small x is having a highest number here, therefore anyhow we know the integration here it will be between minus infinity to plus infinity, but in this case what happens, it starts from minus infinity to, instead of reaching to infinity, it reaches to fixed value of x, f of x. This is called as cumulative distribution, CDF of f of x or x. That is nothing but the f of x is equal to probability of capital X is less than or equal to small x, which is nothing but how it can be written in terms of probability. Like this concept is most important here. We know how the things are represented in terms of integration, but we need to know how these integration terms to be converted in terms of probability. So that is taken like the probability of x, capital X, lies between minus infinity to x. So minus infinity to x. And here we were discussing what is the difference between small f of x and capital F of x. Small f of x is nothing but the differentiation of capital F of x with respect to x. Okay. Next, there is a remark. What this remark says: integration of f of x dx between minus infinity to plus infinity is equal to 1. This is the second condition of continuous probability distribution. Geometrically, it means that the area bounded by the curve f of x and x-axis. If you take one curve f of x between x-axis here, it is bounded, it is closed. So that is equal to unity, means the bounded area between the curve and x-axis, wherever it is bounded, its area is already fixed, that is equal to 1. That is the meaning, unity. Then probability of x lies between a and b is equal to the area of a region bounded by the curve f of x and x-axis, and the ordinates x is equal to a and x is equal to b. Means curve is okay, it is moving on x-axis, okay, but even on x-axis the ordinates are fixed, x is equal to a and x is equal to b, or else any numbers are fixed. Means we are calculating between only these two number in between area by using the probability concept. This is the thing. Then what else we need to understand to go for the example here? Okay, first, mean, variance and standard deviations are to be discussed. What is that? If x is a continuous random variable with a probability density function f of x, where it lies between minus infinity to plus infinity, then the mean mu, or we call it as expectation e of x, and the variance sigma square of x is defined as mean mu. If you recall what mean we took to calculate in terms of discrete probability distribution. Okay, in a discrete probability distribution we had two different cases. First one, it was something like this. In discrete, two cases were there. First, probability of x must be greater than or equal to 0. Okay. Second, summation of probability of x must be equal to 1. This is 1. It is in discrete. Okay. Now we are taking continuous, means non-discrete. Here instead of p of x, what we have? F of x must be greater than or equal to 0. Instead of summation of p of x equal to 1, what we have? Integration between minus infinity to plus infinity, f of x dx must be equal to 1. These two conditions. If these two conditions are satisfied, we call it as discrete probability distribution. If these two conditions are satisfied, then we call it is continuous probability distribution function. Fine. Second, in discrete, to calculate mean, what we have taken? We took the formula of summation of x into p of x. Now it is very much clear, it is understood. We are going to replace this summation by integration here to get a mean. Okay, and that will be between minus infinity to plus infinity. X into, and p of x will be replaced by f of x. Therefore it is into f of x with respect to x. So this is the formula to calculate mean. So mu is equal to integration between minus infinity to plus infinity x into f of x dx. Then we need to go for variance calculation. What is variance calculation here? Variance sigma square is equal to, again I will go back to discrete. In discrete, what variance formula we have taken? We took it as summation of x minus mu square into p of x. Correct? Then what happens here? Then here again variance will be what? Summation becomes integration. X minus mu square p of x becomes f of x dx. So this will be the formula. So that is integration between minus infinity to plus infinity, x minus mu square into f of x dx. Again, as usual in discrete also we have one alternate way to get a mean. So here also we have alternate way. What is that? V is equal to variance is equal to integration between minus infinity to plus infinity, x square into f of x dx minus mu square. And what it was in discrete? In discrete it was something like this. In discrete, alternate formula is what? Or V is equal to, here it is integration of x square. There it was summation of x square into p of x minus mu square. This was the formula. Fine. Correct. Here what happens? Summation becomes integration between minus infinity to plus infinity. X square will be x square only. P of x becomes f of x dx minus mu square. So only the change between discrete and non-discrete is discrete and continuous is discrete is countable, continuous is measurable. In discrete we use a notation p of x, here we use a notation f of x. In discrete we use some summation, here we use integration between minus infinity to plus infinity. This is the difference. Okay, when we discussed these many things of calculating mean, variance, and standard deviation is nothing but square root of this. Okay, so let us take one example how to construct discrete probability distribution here. Okay, so we'll take examples. What it says, for example, if the example says find the probability density function from the given example. So if the given example is something like f of x is equal to 2x, where 0 is less than x is less than 1, and it is 0 otherwise. Otherwise means we need to be very careful, because here integration is between minus infinity to plus infinity. We need to keep it in our mind. Other than means what? Okay, other than means first will be integration between minus infinity to plus infinity will be distributed into minus infinity to 0. Then it will be 0 to infinity. Correct? But these number comes between 0 to plus infinity. Therefore, it will be from 0 to 1. Then it will be from 1 to infinity. It will be divided like this. Fine. Therefore, very first, what is the first condition? To get probability density function, this example must satisfy both the conditions. The first condition is what? F of x must be greater than or equal to 0. Is f of x greater than or equal to 0? Okay, it is equal to 0. That is fine. It is 2x. But 2x between 0 to 1. If you put 0, it will be 0. If you put 1, it will be 2. Then also it is equal to 0 or it is more than 0. So the first condition satisfies. Then we take second condition. Integration between minus infinity to plus infinity, f of x dx must be equal to 1. Let us see, is it true? Okay, integration between minus infinity to plus infinity, f of x dx is equal to what the function says. As I said, first it will be distributed from minus infinity to 0, f of x dx. Then it will be distributed from 0 to 1, f of x dx. Plus then it will be distributed from 1 to infinity, f of x dx. This is equal to, between minus infinity to plus infinity, what is the value? He said between 0 to 1. For example, if I draw a line, real line here, it is minus infinity, it is plus infinity, and this is 0. On this it is 1, 2, 3 and so on. For example, if I take 1, what it says, if it is between 0 to 1, then the functional value is 2x. If it is more than this, also it is 0. If it is this side, also it is 0. So this is 0. Then it is integration between 0 to 1. There the functional value becomes 2x plus this is again 0. Fine. Therefore, integration between minus infinity to plus infinity, f of x dx is equal to integration from 0 to 1, 2x dx. Therefore, 2 you take common, then integration of x becomes x square by 2 between 0 to 1. 2 to get cancelled. Therefore, this is x square. Upper limit is 1, so it becomes 1 square minus 0. Therefore, it is equal to 1. Therefore, integration from minus infinity to plus infinity, f of x dx is equal to 1. So, the given example satisfies the condition that f of x is greater than or equal to 0 and integration of f of x between minus infinity to plus infinity is equal to 1. So this is all about continuous probability distribution. Thank you.